Hi, and welcome to the Worldwide Center of Math's Think Thursday problem. This week, our problem is, how many multiples of 2, 3, or 5 are less than 300? So to begin, we're just going to visualize kind of the overlaps of the different multiples of 2, 3, and 5 that are less than 300. So I'm just going to draw a Venn diagram. So here we have the different multiples of 2, 3, and 5 that are less than 300. And then to find how many multiples there are, what we're going to do is just take the different numbers and take 300 divided by them. So to begin, to find all the multiples of 2 that are less than 300, what we want to do is take (300 over 2). So that really, what that does is shades in this area of the multiples. So now we've covered this whole area of multiples of 2 that are less than 300. Then to find the multiples of 3 that are less than 300, we take 300 and divide it by 3. So that shades in this area. And what you'll notice is there's a certain area of multiples that are multiples of both 2 and 3 that have been shaded in this diagram, and we'll get to that in just a second. So now we want to think about the multiples of 5 that are less than 300. So we just take 300 divided by 5, and what that does is shade in this area of the Venn diagram. And what you'll notice is there's areas where all 3 of these graphs overlap. They all 3 overlap directly in the center part here. Then the different pairs overlap in these 3 parts. So what we want to do is think about the fact that in this part, and that part, the different multiples are actually being double counted. So what we want to do is subtract out one of those counts. So we want to subtract out the different pairs of multiples of 2 and 3, multiples of 2 and 5, and multiples of 3 and 5. So first we subtract out one count of the multiples of 2 and 3, so it would be this area here. Since it's double counted by both the multiples of 2 and the multiples of 3, we just subtract out one of those. We want to then subtract out the multiples of 3 and 5, which are double counted here. So it's only counted once, those different multiples. And then finally, we want to subtract out the multiples of 2 and 5 that are double counted here. So that those multiples are only counted once and not double counted twice, or not counted twice in the total. But what you'll notice is that when we subtracted out these different pairs, we also subtracted out this middle point. And we subtracted it out 3 times, which makes sense, just based on the fact that there are 3 different circles and we subtracted out this middle point technically 3 times. So what we want to do is add that part back in so that we can count up those multiples. So we're just going to add back in the multiples of that are less than 300 of all 3 of those numbers, which can be found right here. So we want to add back in 300 divided by 2 times 5 times 3. And what that should do is give us the total number of multiples of 2, 3, or 5 that are less than 300. And kind of simplifying this all out, what it comes out to be is 150 plus 100 plus 60 minus 50 minus 30 minus 20 plus 10, which gives us a total of 220 multiples of 2, 3, or 5 that are less than 300. So that's all we have for you today for this week's Think Thursday problem. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Please check out some more of our videos on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Thank you.